Hey, crafters. We are going to have a great time together doing a fun little project. And I know I gave a teaser on one of my uh, videos just last week or the week before about what we're going to do. But let me show you what I did is I grabbed a couple of our MDF truck with the rails. Okay, I got two of these. I grabbed one of these from the Dollar Tree. It's a little crate. You know, if you didn't find that, you could get one of these. They have these boxes. It's kind of like a two for one, you know. It's got a box inside of another box. So you could even use part of it and keep the other part for something else. I like to stick my squeegees and stuff like that in these. But again, you can use whatever you want. I'm definitely going to go with the crate. So I got the crate for myself. All right, so I've got two MDF surfaces that I painted pink. I have got a crate that I also painted pink. Okay, all over the place because I'm not exactly sure what's going to show yet. I grabbed one of these styrofoam floral decor from the Dollar Tree as well. I've got some floral. Wait, do you see what we're going to make? And then I've got this truck, the farm truck stencil. And I'm also going to be using the Valentine Mini. So I'm going to mix it up and we are going to make something fun. All right, so first things first, let me move some stuff out of the way so I can make some room. But first things first, we need to talk about what we're doing. So I'm going to take these two trucks that I painted pink. So I did both sides because I wasn't sure what was going to show. And I'm going to take these two trucks and then I'm going to glue this crate onto the truck. And I'm going to try and make it flush up at the top here. And then I'm going to bring this other truck on here. Okay, so that I'm going to essentially create a little planter. And then we're going to put it all together. All right, so what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to just move my camera down so you can see what we're working on. And I'm excited to get going on this. Okay, as I said before, I have two of the MDF surfaces and I've got a glue gun and it's just regular glue that I have in here. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to use some of this Tite Bond original wood glue. You could also use, I've used in the past, this Fix All adhesive from the Dollar Tree if you choose. I'm just going to use this. The reason I'm mixing it up is because I just want this glue gun to hold it in place long enough for this glue to dry. Okay, so I'm just gonna squirt some of this out and I'm gonna do it along the edges here. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch on there. In fact, that might be a little much, so let me grab some of that, pull it off. All right, good thing I got like tons of baby wipes around here. You can't see them there out of the picture. All right, and then I'm going to put some hot glue just for like on the edges here. And like I said, that's to make it stick while my other glue dries. Okay, we don't want to mix the glues, but I do want to get it on there. All right, now if you guys can see, I'm just going to line up the edge here and the back here. Okay, can you guys see that? I've lined up the edges. Okay. All right, we'll give it a second to dry. And then I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to start off with a little less glue this time because I overdid it the last time. We really just don't need that much. But all right, and let me put this aside and close this up so it doesn't get all dried out. All right, then I'm going to come back with my glue gun and put some more glue down here so that I can get this other truck attached. All right, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the exact same thing. Just try to line it up. One of the ways that I can check to see if it is lined up the way I want is just to put it upright like this. Make sure everything's in place. I want it to be able to stand on its own. So let's give it a second to dry. While that is drying, I'm going to set it aside and let that glue dry for just a minute. Let me turn this off. And I'm going to take my stencil out of the packet. Again, this is a farm truck. And we're going to do something fancy today. You're going to learn something today. Not just about this little planter we've got going on, but you're going to learn how to stencil backwards. Okay? Upside down. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, like we've talked about in the past, the matte side, or the side that is not slick, is our back. And I'm just going to mark it so I will remember what goes on there, and remember that this is the back. Okay, and this is the rails, and this is country roads. Okay, then I'm going to take my Magnolia scissors, and I'm going to come cut along the cut line. In this particular project, I'm going to use the rails as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the rails, and I'll put the country roads take me home off to the side. Okay. Okay, so we have got, let me flip this around. We have got the country roads, I'm sorry, the farm truck ready to go. Let me grab my fuzzing cloth. And I did, like I said, I put on 2 coats of paint. Now, it could be any paint. I just had some leftover house paint. I mixed it with a little bit of red paint, and voila, there we have it. So now I'm going to take my stencil off the backing. And this is the glossy side that's going to go back on when we are done. Let me set that aside. And then I am going to put it on the tacky towel so I can pull up a little bit of lint. Again, like I said, I painted this, but I also want my stencil to come off pretty easily. So I'm just picking up a little bit of lint. All right, now I'm going to put it in place. Now this MDF board was cut to fit this stencil. So I'm just going to look for good placement. Lining it up. Hey, you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. You get it where you want it. For me, I try to get the wheels straight first. Make sure there's nothing underneath there. The tires lined up, and then the rest can fall in place. All right, and you can kind of just see by pressing the stencil to see if you got it about where you want it. Okay, I have decided that I'm going to do we want to smooth it out that there are no bubbles underneath, okay? All right, so I've decided that I'm going to do black on mine. I think brown would look nice also, but I've decided I'd like to do some black. And I've got black in a little tray that I just squirted from my sample paste. And I've got a few different sizes of squeegees I'm going to be working with here. We've got the small cut apart squeegee. I've got the mini squeegee. And then I've also got this piece that I cut apart. One of these, I cut it into thirds. And those are like for some fine spots, or possibly these squeegee pens. All right, so I'm going to use this one. I think that one's going to work best for us. I'm going to just squeegee it on. So we're not pushing the paste up underneath the stencil. We're just raking it across very lightly. I'm not applying any pressure. Just laying it down, okay? Just going to squeegee it across the entire stencil. Again, just laying it down, not applying pressure. Just spreading it out, maybe, is a better way to put it. Okay, now I'm going to scrape it off. Put that back in my little tray. Scrape off the excess that I'm not going to need. Remember, we've talked about this before. At this point, less is more. Okay. We only want a little bit. We want to be able to see our design through the stencil. And that's how we know that we have the right amount of paste. We don't want to sit here forever and chat while it is drying, but you can see here that you can see the design through the stencil. All right, so now I'm going to remove my stencil. Oh, and that turned out so well. so well. Okay, I am actually going to take a disinfectant wipe, and I'm going to lay the non-sticky side, like I'm going to lay the front right on top of this, because we're going to get back to it later. All right, so I'm going to show it to you right now. Doesn't that look so cute? So cute. All right, let me dry it, and then I'm going to put on the rails, and then I'll show you how to do the other side. Okay, let's give it a sec. You guys, this is going to be so stinking cute. It's going to be so cute. Okay, and I know just where I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this on my table at home. Um, it's going to be adorable. All right, so now I'm going to take off the rails. Has anybody done anything with this truck yet for Valentine's Day? If you have, let us know what you've done. Okay, now I'm going to put the rails right where they go. In place. I'm not going to squish it down too much. And then I'm going to come back again with my black paste, lay it on top, just spread it around. And then I'm going to scrape off what I don't need, okay? All right, so this is a little on the rustic side, and I'm going to show you something in a second. Now I'm going to peel it off. All right, and I'm going to lay this one upside down as well on another disinfectant wipe. Okay, let me show you what I did. Now, oh, I got mine a little bit off to the side, but I don't care. All right, so you can see right up here, I missed a little bit with the black, and that's perfectly fine. If you want to leave it rustic like that, that's up to you. You can do whatever you want. I could also let it dry and come back and do that spot, okay? All right, so while that side is drying, we're going to talk about the next thing that we're going to do. I'm going to come in with a disinfectant wipe, and I'm going to clean off the front and the back of that other of the truck and the rail so that I can show you how to do the other side. So give me just a second. I got a drawer full of cleansers. So what kinds of Valentine designs are you making? Are you working on a tiered tray? That's what I want to do. I started last week. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing. I've taken this truck that was on, I have the sticky side up, and I'm just wiping it off. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over on this disinfectant wipe. And I was trying to make sure that I didn't get the front, then let it dry, because I'm going to use it again. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe it off to get all that chalk paste off. Now I'm going to set it to the side, and we're going to work on something else while this dries so that we can do the other side. All right, I'm going to put this aside. Upside down, I'm going to let it dry upside down over here. And then I'll do the same with this little guy here. Now, you don't have to, let it dry like this, wipe it and then let it dry. But really, for myself, I think that it's the easiest thing to do so that I don't smudge anything and I don't get colors where I don't want them. All right, so I'm going to put that off to the side. We'll let that dry. Clean up our mess here. All right, so now we have this little planter. We're getting started making a little planter. And what I want to do, I think that on this side, I'd like to go ahead and use one of our minis. Remember I talked about using the minis? Wouldn't it be so cute if I put some hearts on there, right there on that door? And then look at in the caboose, or actually in the caboose bed of it, I could put this love. So I think that that's what I'm going to do while the other side is drying. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so I have got, let's do this side first because it's just going to be easier for us. All right, just picking up a little bit of lint. Let's see how we feel about this. Do you think that's going to be cute on the back of our planter? Or that's not what this is, right? Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be. All right, so I'm just grabbing a little bit of red chalk paste. I didn't want to stick, I didn't want to go with the black, continue to go with the black. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, cute. I'm glad I did that. That looks so cute, doesn't it? Doesn't it look so cute? Have you guys used this stencil yet? This love stencil? What are you using it on? All right, so now I'm going to come around and I'm going to put my hearts right here, okay? Now, when we paste over other paste, you can choose to use a clear finish to spray over it. You can let it dry completely, maybe use your heat gun. I typically like to spray over it, but I'm going to bypass that step right now just in the interest of time. And we're going to put just 2 hearts there, I think. Just 2 hearts. What I love about these stencils is you can just do a little bit of it. You can do the whole thing. You can mix and match. You can do half on, half off. Like, so versatile. I've seen some of the stuff you guys have been doing. It is so cool. So cool. All right, let's see what happens with this. Oh, I'm glad I did that. Cute, cute. Okay, let me put this off to the side as well. We can use that on our other side. All right, while we are giving that other, the other stencils a minute to dry, we're going to talk about what we're going to do up top here. So remember I had this little styrofoam piece, and I am going to just come along here and measure and see how much I need. I want this to stick right in there and fit real snug. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it, really. All right, let's see what we got here. I think I like to go, err on the side of large because if that's the case that I can, and that just breaks apart. So if that's the case and I need to add, cut it down more later, I can. All right, let's see if that's going to fit. Yeah, see what I'm saying? It doesn't quite fit, so I'll cut it down just a little bit more. Making a mess here, you guys. I used to be the worst at doing floral arrangements, but I'm getting a lot better. How many people out there do a good job arranging flowers? I love them. I love what they look like. I'm just like, I think I used to be a little too apprehensive. I'd be like, oh, it's going to look terrible. And then when you actually get in there and do it, you get an eye for it. You start getting a feel for it. Oh, that's raunchy. That's terrible. All right, let me get all this junk out of here. Like I said, folks, I can make a mess. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like. I'll get this guy out of here. So I can start working with my floral. Okay, I think that looks good. I could cut it down too if I wanted to. Let me see how I feel about that. Yeah, I could definitely go down further. Okay. Okay, we are ready with that. Now let me flip it on this side, and we are going to work with the stencil the opposite. All right, now I've got this stencil and it is sticky side up. All right, so here's our challenge. I really want this to go, I really want this to be, flipped and on the opposite side. So if that is true and I want that to happen, I'm gonna have to be super careful about how I use my stencil. So typically I would tape it, but since I don't have any tape with me, we're bypassing that. We're just moving on. All right, let me get enough of the paste on my stencil. Okay, now here we want to make sure that we're not pushing it up underneath the stencil. Really super important on this one. Just dragging it across very, very lightly. And you know what? If this doesn't work out, no big deal. I'll just paint over it. We're living on the edge today. We're going to see what happens. I think what's most important is just make sure it doesn't move around a lot. I can already see I've let it move around a lot by not taping it in place. That was my mistake there, but so when you do it, you might want to tape yours in place. No biggie though. I can just come back here and wipe it off, or I can go with what I've got. Also, because it's rustic, I can come in through here with a piece of sandpaper and take off as much as I want. Okay, I'm still going to try to get off as much as I can. Remember, less is still more. But we don't want to play with it a whole bunch when it's on this sticky side up. All right, let's do the reveal. Oh my, so happy. So happy. So happy. All right, let's look and see what happened. Dun, da-da! All right, did you guys know you could do that? Has anybody ever flipped theirs around? If you have, what have you done? Last year, no, our first year, we had a goat. Actually, we still have the goat. And there was a gal in the group, I think it was Ada, and she made both goats. She flipped them, one the way that the stencil is, and the other one she flipped so they'd be facing each other. It was super adorable. Yeah, and blew some folks' mind because they're like, I didn't know you could flip them. All right, let me dry this, and then I'll work on the rail, and then we'll kind of work to complete our project. Okay, that is good enough for me. Not that patient. Okay, this time, just going to make sure that I get this lined up well. Again, I tell you, it would be nice if I did bring some tape, huh? All right, we're going to go with it anyway. We're just moving along. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. It's like sticking to my fingernails, you guys. So don't put on a whole bunch because we don't want to push it up underneath the stencil, right? This stencil is not sticking in place. It's sticking to my fingernails really well. But, I've got the sticky side up. So you want to be super, super careful about it. Can definitely be done. Just want to be careful. All right. Does anybody have any plans to get away for Valentine's Day with your love? Anybody in your life that you love? We love different people, different ways, and celebrate it differently as well, right? All right, let me put this aside. And we'll take this off. Dun, dun, dun! Another great one. Awesome. Okay, that turned out fun. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Let me get my heat gun up here. Okay, apparently it doesn't like me to play with it too much. Okay. In when you're doing this, if you do this project, you're probably going to give it a little more time for that wood glue to dry. I'm not. I'm just moving right along. So bear with me. I did put it back together. It's good. But yours should stay a lot easier because you'll probably give yours a little bit more time to dry. Okay, so I picked out some flowers. Not sure how I feel about them yet, but these are the flowers I picked out for my little planter here, or my little flower box. And so I'm going to put those in there now with you guys. I'm just going to cut up a bunch of them real quick. And I've got some pliers to do that with. And then we'll put the flowers in there. Okay. So I've got these like little baby spruce. And they do have, you know, they do have wires. I'm not sure exactly how much I'm going to use of all of this stuff, but I'm just cutting it up just in case. And these, actually, I got these at Walmart. And these stems are like $1.97 or whatever the price is at Walmart. Um, and so you get it's a pretty good deal for all that. You can actually find some decent ones at the Dollar Tree. So you don't have to go to Walmart. But Walmart florals actually pretty good. If you haven't shopped there for florals, you should check it out. Now when they have them, they have them. When they don't, they're pretty much gone. So it's not like Michael's where there's an endless supply and tremendous selection. But if you can get them there, they're decently priced. All right, so I'm going to put this down. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I am going to, is this so cute? And I've got to put my hearts on this other door. But both sides, you guys, look at in the back. Dun, da, da, looks so cute. Now, you see the front here that doesn't have anything. I could put something else here. I just decided that I don't want to. But you could put something else here. I had toyed with the idea of putting stuff along the bottom, but then it would show under the tires. So I just left mine like this. All right, and so I'm going to come in here and just fill in some spots. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some moss in here to fill in the blank spots because my foam is sitting up pretty high. Oh, it's coming along. It looks cute. Okay, I can already see that. Yep, you guys, I'm going to need to get my moss out, and I'm going to need to come along here and fill in the moss. But we are almost done with our project. You guys can see how simple this is. It's so simple, and it's going to make your table look so cute. All right, let's take a look at it together. Okay. All right. So we have two MDF trucks with rails. We have the farm truck stencil. We have a little crate from the Dollar Tree. And then we used our minis, our Valentine's minis, to fill in a couple of places. Like I said, you guys, I'll probably like play with this a little bit and put some moss in there. But how cute is that? So cute. And just think about all the things you could do with this great idea for spring. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. And I hope that you will try this project as well and then share it. Bye-bye.